Mr. Osteen had the back of the devil when it comes to his church. Recently, there was a shooting at his facility. I'm not calling this a church.
We're going to turn now to new information about that deadly shooting at Joel Osteen's mega church in Houston. We're seeing new video showing the chaos Sunday as the shots rang out.
You have now become one with the playground that you've set up shop in. And the only thing you can expect from that point on is the results of the location. What happens when you open shop in the devil's playground? Well, you can expect all the devil's minions to come shop at your store. You see, in some cases, though, you not only open a store, you set up your home, you set up your buildings, your place of business, and also you decide you're going to open a church in that place. The problem with that is usually you have to kowtow to the rules of the location that you're at. And Mr. Osteen is no exception because he has always had the back of the devil when it comes to his church. You see, he preaches this so-called inclusive and everything's welcome. Yes, come on in. We don't mind. Just bring all this stuff. We'll take you. Now, the problem with that is that you ignore what the signs are of evil and you brand them as good because you want to say you love everybody. But in the process of loving everybody, you never call them out for the things that are against the person you say you serve, who is God. Recently, there was a shooting at his facility. I'm not calling this a church. I'm going to call it Joel Osteen's facility. At this facility, there was an individual that was recently arrested. Well, I don't know if you can call it arrested unless you say like a cardiac arrest would be something. But anyway, this individual by the name of Genesse Moreno is a trans individual who showed up at the church and with their child, a 7-year-old, and opened fire at the services.
We're going to turn now to new information about that deadly shooting at Joel Osteen's mega church in Houston. We're seeing new video showing the chaos Sunday as the shots rang out. Police say the shooter was a 36-year-old woman with a history of mental illness who had attended the church in the past year.
With her son by her side, police say 36-year-old Genesse Moreno walked into the megachurch carrying an AR-style rifle. When she was confronted by off-duty officers working security, she opened fire.
Now, the child was injured, but the bigger picture here, and I think that most people are missing, is the reasonings for all of this taking place. Remember I said that when you build your house or your home or your business in the devil's location, all you can expect are the minions. And especially when you don't close the door to the minions, and I don't mean to reject people, but the whole premise of the gospel is not to include everybody in it because they get to stay that way. You come, you change, you leave that stuff behind. But when you have what Joel Osteen has, which is, I don't care what you do, you just come as you are. I'm just here for everybody. I love everybody. I mean, salvation is whatever you make it. When that happens, you have now become one with the playground that you've set up shop in. And the only thing you can expect from that point on is the results of the location.
I know that is part of it.
Yeah, because if you have 45,000 people, some of them are gay.
For
example, among other things.
Absolutely, and everybody's welcome. But my take on it is, it's easy to make one issue to become known for that or to let it sidetrack your message. And, if you look at our congregation or the people that come to Yankee Stadium, including myself, we all have issues.
You see, the devil does not really care whether or not you worship him as long as you don't worship God, because the resulting is still, he gets all the props. He doesn't want you to go around saying, "Hail Satan" all the time. He doesn't need that. He just needs you to distort what God said enough so that people can be led astray away from God, and hence it will inevitably lead them to him. That's how it works. He is built on division. He is built on you not knowing truth. He's built on you going antithetical to God's law. He's built on that. However he gets you to do that is fine by him. Methods, means, it doesn't matter as long as the end result is you do not adhere to what God says. Osteen has been doing this for decades now. This, I'm not saying he deserved. Don't get me wrong. This is not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you that this is the eventual result of building your home where the devil's playground is. You can't expect any blessing in a location where there is no blessing to be found. Now, mind you, the devil will give you a blessing, and he'll call it a blessing, when all it really is a bribe. It's a bribe to keep you where you're at. Consider it like, I'm not going to tax you this time. I'll let you build the building. I'm just not going to tax you this time. I mean, it's more like a buffer. I'll give you 3 years, and then I'll start taxing the mess out of you. And the tax is going to be so high that the price you're going to have to pay, you have to decide for yourself, do I give all that I have to this location, or do I try and find a way to relocate? But he's also going to make it so difficult for you to relocate, because you know what goes away with that? The so-called blessings you have. And now you've become dependent on it. You have now become the person that says, but if I give that up, I lose money, influence, my car, my jet, my mansion, my reach. I'm not giving that up yet, because I can still say the word God and get away with it. You see, the problem with this inclusion business is that you never encourage people to leave the dark and sinister behind. You make them feel as though that is just a part of who they are. And you know what never gets addressed? The demon. The demon has a specific charge, and it will fulfill it at some point. Whether it be a day, 5 days, a year, 15 years, its job will be completed as long as you stay where you are. This is Osteen's problem. Now, people will listen to this video and they'll think that we are celebrating the demise or the injury of people. We are not. We're simply telling you that the end result of playing in an area where that is the MO of the location will eventually taint you. It's inevitable. This is finding out the hard way. This is like when you tell your sons or your daughter, you should stay away from that person. That person is not your friend. They will harm you. And your kids look at you and say, you don't know nothing about my friends. He's been with me through thick and thin. And your parents say, look, I can read people. I'm telling you that that guy is no good for you. That friend is not for your side. He's not on your side. Leave them alone. And you decide, even after your parents put parameters down, to go do what you want to do. And then one day you get led into a situation where now you're on the phone sobbing and crying to call parents. Now, of course, the last thing you want to hear is I told you so, because in your head it's already playing. But by then, it's one day, $1 short, too late. This situation, I'm sorry to say, could not have been avoided. Why? Because they opened the door for this kind of activity to be allowed. It may not have been encouraged, but it was allowed. You have to be separate. We've talked about that before here. Separate yourselves. Even if it means you're called all kinds of names, cope with it. He told you that's what would happen. You'd be called names. It doesn't mean that you love the person any less, but you cannot be in the same realm as them, participating in what they're participating in, and being okay with what they're okay with when you know it's against the person you say you're following. Maybe this might be the wake-up call Joel needs, but from what he said in his little interview while on site, we're just going to keep on going, doing what we do, and the person we serve is much bigger.
There are forces of evil, but the forces that are for us, the forces of God, are stronger than that. Yes. So we're going to keep going strong and just, doing what God's called us to do, lift people up and give hope to the world.
Ever the optimist, I guess. Unfortunately, I have a suspicion this will not be the last time you see something like this take place. There was a movie, The Grinch. Jim Carrey was in it. And Mayor Mayhew was, after the tree got destroyed, he came up and he was hitting his bed. Invite the Grinch, destroy Christmas. Invite the Grinch, destroy Christmas. You see, when you invite the devil, you destroy your life. You invite the devil, you destroy your life. Our advice here are too strong. Stop inviting the devil and stop going to his playground.